So I know that everyone and their brother tends to make a how I do videos on YouTube videos, and I promise that that won't be a thing that I do very often on this channel. But I did want to share a little bit of insight and reflection that I've had when I realized this week that I have now posted 12 videos on YouTube in the last 2 months, which is wild. Um, but I wanted to put it in the context of the lessons that I've learned from the Camino that influence how I am viewing that success of posting 12 videos and sort of what I'm learning. So hopefully you'll hang in here for just a little bit of reflection. So I've tried to take morning walks as a way to start my day. It's a connection to the Camino. It's for my health, but it's also because I really love that time of day when the sun is rising and the birds are chirping and the world is kind of waking up. And so when I was walking earlier this week, I realized, oh, I have now posted a dozen videos on YouTube, which is wild, in less than 2 months. And I had a plan ish when I started this channel, or sort of a reason of why I wanted to share, right? Like the Camino has been so important in my life, and I really wanted to help other people learn more about it and prepare for it and reflect on it, and not just in ways that were really practical. Like that's very useful, and I'm happy to contribute to practicalities, but also in terms of thinking about how to reflect upon the experience, how to interiorly prepare for it, how to see what your mindset might be going into it or adjustments to that, just an awareness of yourself as you begin to go, because it's such a new experience and can be so rich. So that was my hope. And so I'm really proud of the fact that I have posted 12 videos. Like that's exciting. But I am also impatient. Anyone else struggle with impatience? Um, and so I wish that more people could find me or see my videos, like and subscribe, all those fun things. But that, you know, struggling with that is a recognition that I don't control that. That's not in my control. That is in God's control, and that's okay. So that's a piece of surrender that I'm working on right now. Um, but I also was considering what, the solution to impatience is not control, because there's very little that we can control that makes us impatient. Usually, it's always other people or external forces. Um, but what we can control, and what posting these videos has helped me see a little more clearly, is the consistency, right? And while I was walking, I had the insight that another word for consistency can be faithfulness, which I really liked. That was like, oh, okay, I can be faithful in posting and in sharing my lessons and reflections because I know that they are seeds that can bear fruit, but also that the bearing of the fruit, that growth, is not about me. Like I can't control that. That's about God. And so it was a reminder to lean even more fully into the prayer that I have every day and every time I make a video, which is, Dear Lord, please let this be found and seen by the people who need to see it and for whom I can be of some help. So I just wanted to share that. I think it's also about, in some ways, how we approach the Camino, right? Like that is not, it's hard, it's easy to be impatient sort of about the Camino, and it's harder to sort of deal with that, in the sense that you might be planning and you might be impatient about wanting to start, or you might have arrived in Saint John and you're like really ready to go and like ready to conquer everything, but you're not going to start in Saint John and then the next day be in Santiago. Like the way that you get there is through consistency, is through taking those small steps and actions every day. And sometimes that's easy and sometimes that's hard. Sometimes you can go a really long distance in a day, and sometimes you're like, wow, 5 kilometers is really all I'm working with today, and that's fine. Um, but it's the faithfulness and the consistency and the continuing, right? Knowing that it does take time and it does unfold. So I just wanted to remind everyone of that. And then the other piece is that, we never walk alone. God is always walking next to you. On the Camino, other people are literally walking next to you. I am here in part because I am walking next to you, right? We are all on this path. And so I also just want these videos to be a reminder to people that, that we are not by ourselves. We are not alone, that there are others around us. And I think that that's a true gift of the Camino as well, is that you can recognize other people who are also on the journey with you. And so, um, wherever you are on your way today, know that you are where you should be, and that the goal is just to take another step or two. And you are not behind, and you are not alone. And so I pray that you know that God walks beside you, and that you know that I am here. And so if you found me and watched this, I thank you, and hope that what I'm sharing can be useful to you in some way, shape, or form as you continue in your life. And so if I can ever be of help, please just don't hesitate to ask. I am here because I love to share this, and I want people to find the contentment, I think, that can come with realizing how much faithfulness and consistency can offer to us. So, wherever you are today, I wish you a buen camino, and I hope to see you along the way.